How's it going, guys? So we are back in the tiny house once again. What I'm gonna be doing today, I don't know if I'm gonna make this into an entire vlog just because it's literally just gonna be me. I'm just gonna be pouring about an inch of mortar into the shower pan here. So this will be like the final solid mortar base that I'm gonna be pouring for the shower pan. And then once that's done, I'm gonna take some of that red guard stuff and just... So I'm gonna be adding more mortar to the shower curb. So I've gone ahead and I've cut a shower curb that'll just slide right over top of here. Then I'll be able to build the rest of the shower curb with this. Then I'm also gonna be taking some tile spacers and just sticking them kind of like in this area all the way around the drain, just so that it keeps the weeping holes in the drain from getting clogged up with the mortar. So I'll just be doing that as well. You can use some like pea gravel as well. I just bought some tile spacers for this. So that's gonna be what's going on. It's just gonna be a quick little day, just a few hours of work. And then tomorrow, which will probably be in the same video, we'll be starting the flooring. So this is the finished product here. I use a piece of plywood so that I get like the curb to have like a really nice sharp edge there. And the drain is set there and everything's draining down into it. So looks all good. And I'm gonna start the flooring right. All right, good morning guys. So today is day number 1 of doing the flooring. So the flooring has been acclimating in the tiny house for, I believe it's 4 days now. So it's always a really good idea if you're gonna be installing any type of hardwood or engineered wood floor, is like actually let it acclimate in the place that you're gonna be installing it before you actually install it. It's just because the wood can expand and contract so much. Say that flooring came from another state and it comes into this state, it's gonna need a little bit of time to actually acclimate to where it's gonna be installed. Since the accent wall is wood flooring, I didn't leave any type of gap on 3 of the corners to allow for expansion and contraction. Doing it like that is kind of more of an experiment. There is one area for the flooring to expand and contract that wants to go down that way. I didn't really want to have to leave like a 1/4 inch gap all the way around and then put like some like 1/4 round trim all the way around it. So that's kind of an experiment, but definitely with a main floating wood floor like this is you want to leave at least a 1/4 inch gap all the way around. And that's just so that the floor has room to expand and contract. Below the floor, we'll be putting down some of this Pergo gold underlayment. So this underlayment apparently ensures warmer, more comfortable floors, and I also think it helps with the sound of the floor as well, so it'll be a lot quieter. So before I get started, I'm just gonna clean the floor off as much as possible just using a scraper, and I got the vacuum there, just so that I have a nice smooth surface to install the flooring on. Something else that I came across when I was researching a lot of tiny house stuff about 4 or 5 months ago is I came across a blog where a couple, they decided that the subfloor, so they got like a really nice like subfloor, like an oak subfloor, and they decided that that was gonna be their like finished floor, which in construction is just like an absolutely terrible idea. They're trying to like save money by not having to pay for flooring. And if you take a look at this subfloor, like you see there's like paint and dust and plaster and like glue and all that kind of crap like stuck to it. Trying to use your subfloor as your main floor is just not a good idea in any kind of like residential situation. If you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you'll see that they actually have some flooring that actually looks pretty decent for usually about like $1 for a square foot. And considering this house is only like 260, 270 square feet, it'd be, you know, about $300 to do the entire thing. So don't try to cheap out and use your subfloor as your finished floor. Just like get some proper flooring and do it right. One other thing that I wanted to talk about is flooring and kitchen cabinets. So there's pros and cons to laying the flooring either before or after you put the cabinets in. We are electing to put the cabinets on top of the finished floor. So there's a couple of reasons. It's easier just to lay the flooring down in this area without having to worry about making all the cuts to go around the cabinets. On top of that, it'll also give the base of the cabinets a much cleaner look. We won't have to run any trim or anything like that around the cabinets because the flooring goes directly under them. And another thing is, if we ever wanted to change the layout of the kitchen, which is very highly unlikely, but you never know, is that if you wanted to move any of the cabinets or anything like that, you can do so without actually having to replace any of the flooring. The cons of doing it, how we're gonna do it, and the reason why most people don't run the flooring underneath their cabinets is mainly just due to the cost of it. So you're just putting flooring basically where it's not going to be used, and good wood flooring is expensive, so it's typically anywhere between $3 to $5 a square foot. All right, I'm gonna get the floor completely cleaned up and then we'll start. We are just moving along with the flooring here. Lots of footprints. So this big stack of flooring I've moved right over here, and I've put some up in the loft there. What we're actually going to be doing here is we're going to be continuing the hardwood floor into the bathroom. There's not going to be a seam here. We're not going to do tile or vinyl or anything like that in the bathroom. We're going to do the hardwood right into the bathroom here. And I can already see some of your comments right now. You're like, oh my god, you shouldn't do hardwood in the bathroom, blah, 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 blah. We've already looked at the pros and cons of doing hardwood in the bathroom. We'll just have to be a little bit more careful when we're getting out of the shower and stuff, just so that we're not getting a lot of water on the floor. So yeah, we just wanted to keep a nice seamless flow into the bathroom there, and yeah. So the difficulty for doing this flooring, I would rate it as honestly one of the easiest things I've done so far in this tiny house. Like the hardest part of it was to just cut the flooring around the wheel wells, which wasn't really that difficult. Other than that, everything like went together really smoothly, and very happy with the results. No squeaks or anything like that I can hear of just yet, so that's always good. And Hannah comes back from her trip tomorrow, so I probably won't be doing any work in the tiny house tomorrow, but I'll be back to do the kitchen cabinets next and getting those in place. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.